healthy meals on Facebook, people are always asking for the recipes. So I thought maybe once a month, if it does good, maybe once a week, we'll come on and do some of the healthy recipes and show you how to make them. So today we're going to be making a mango avocado salsa that I use to put on my fish tacos. The kids like to dip their tortilla chips into it. Okay. So we're going to start off with a big bowl, and I like to use this one because it has a lid that seals, and that way I can actually store and make it all in the same bowl, so that's less to do. So it really only involves 7 ingredients: mangoes, avocados, cilantro, lime, jalapenos, shallots. You can use red onions. I like to use the shallots because they are a little bit sweeter and milder for me. They don't overpower it. But red onion works perfectly fine if that's what you've got, and some Himalayan pink salt. So we're going to start off with our mangoes. A little fruit bowl here. And a lot of people don't know how to tell if mangoes are ripe. So what you're going to do is, if it has some give to it, you're going to smell right where the little pit is, or the little stem is. And as long as it smells really fruity by the stem and it has give, it's going to be ripe. Those of you who like them to be a little more tart and less ripe, then you want them to be harder and not as fragrant. I like mine to be pretty ripe. There are a bunch of different ways that you can cut the avocado. I know a lot of people like to score them and flip them inside out. As long as you've got a good paring knife, I found the easiest way for me is just to cut along the pit on both sides. To the side for now. Slice down the middle because it makes it easier to skin for me. And then with your paring knife, you're going to just put it right underneath the skin and just slide straight through. And you might have a little bit that gets stuck on there. That can go in the garbage. And then you can just cut off that little bit that's left, and voila. So then you just chunk it up. And you're good to go. So we'll do one more. Get right underneath the skin and just pull it straight through. And again, you'll have just a little bit that you might not get. You just slide that right off. And into the garbage. And chunk it up. And then around the pit, there is still some flesh. So you can just get right underneath the same way and just slide straight around to the garbage. And okay, so we have 2 mangoes that are going into this. However much you make is going to depend on how big your family is, how much you like to eat it. As there are 5 of us and my husband and kids love this, I tend to make a pretty big batch of it. So I'm going to use 2 mangoes. So we're going to fast forward here while I finish cutting the mangoes, and then we'll move on to the next ingredient. All right, so now that the mangoes are done, just take our little cutting board here, just throw it all into the bowl. And we're going to move on to our avocado. Now the way to tell if an avocado is ripe is it's going to have a lot of give to it. It'll be nice and soft to the touch. You don't want it to fall apart, but it'll be nice and soft, okay? So, cut it in half. I do have a garbage can down here. I'm not just throwing things on the floor. And the easiest way to cut the avocado is in your half. You're going to, okay, you're going to slice it like this. Real nice and easy. And then this way. Okay. Then you just take a spoon, right into your bowl. It's going to come out in chunks already. Okay, so do the other half. Okay, so take your other half. You're going to score it. Score it the other way. avocados. I'm going to fast forward our way through that. And we'll be on to the next ingredient. All right, avocados all cut up and in the bowl. I did 2 avocados to my 2 mangoes. Again, if you're making more or less, you can use more or less. Next, we're going to add in the shallot. And again, red onion works just fine. I just prefer the taste of the shallot because it's a little less harsh to me. A little more sweet, a little more mild, and it doesn't take over or overpower. Okay, so get rid of those little things there. And just pop the outer skin off. Same thing you would do with an onion. This one seems to have an extra outer skin. There we go. Okay. And we're just going to chop it up real fine. Because again, you don't want a big mouthful. This is just to accent the flavor. Okay. Little things that happen to get in there. And then just chop it up real fine. I normally put about half of the shallot in if it's a good sized shallot. If it's a small shallot, then I'll put the whole thing in. And again, I taste it as I am finishing it up, and if it needs more, you can just add the other half in. That's not a problem at all. So, just try to make it real fine. Okay. Right. Off to the side. And we have our finely chopped shallot. And into the bowl it goes as well. Jalapeno. Now, the jalapeno adds heat, but it also adds flavor. So I don't know if you know, but the heat of the jalapeno actually comes from the seeds on the inside. So if you want that flavor, but you don't want that heat, just cut the seeds out. They come out all in one and into the garbage can. Okay, if you want the heat, then leave those seeds on the inside in. And we're going to chop this up super, super fine. Turn it around, just real fine. Because again, this is something you do not want a big mouthful of. You just want that little hint of flavor going through, but you don't want a giant mouthful. If you like it really spicy like me, you can put the whole jalapeno in, as I'm cooking for others. I don't ever put the whole jalapeno in anymore, as I would like everyone to be able to enjoy it, not just me. So, normally about half of the jalapeno, sometimes a little bit more. I want it to be real fine. You also want to be really careful not to touch your eyes after you have done this until you wash your hands. I speak from experience. Okay. So we're going to put that over on there as well. And in it goes. Our last whole ingredient is going to be the fresh cilantro. So, I love fresh cilantro. So you're just going to cut off a big chunk of the leaves. You can tear it too if you want to. And I love cilantro, so I like to put a lot in mine. You can put as little or as much as you want into it. I'm going to chop that up real fine. And try, if you squish it all together like this, it makes it a little bit easier to cut your way through. Fine. So we'll get one more through. And now we're done with all of our whole ingredients. Okay, so now we've put in all the ingredients that we're going to chop. So our last two ingredients are going to be our fresh lime juice and our Himalayan salt. These are completely to taste. So if you want more, you add more. If you want less, you add less. What I'm doing is just rolling the lime so that it gets the juices flowing. And cut it in half and just squeeze it right in. Now, one of the things I like to make with this is some mahi-mahi, and I make that into fish tacos. So if I was going to be doing that, I would save the rind of the lime so that I can zest the mahi. Okay, one. I normally do about 1.5 for mine because we like it tart to go with that sweet of the mango and the heat of the jalapeno. One more here. Actually, this one's a little more ripe. I'm just going to give it a roll. There. And in this goes. Okay. I'm going to use a little bit of towel here so that I don't get this all over the salt. And then we've got our Himalayan pink salt grinder. I like mine pretty fine. And this again is solely to taste. So you're just going to crack it on. And we're just going to mix it up. And the best thing to do after you make this is to put the lid on it, stick it in the fridge for at least 20 minutes, and all the flavors and juices are going to marry together, and it's going to make it really good. Okay. Now, because you're the chef, you get the fun part. Giving it a little try, seeing if it has enough of everything. So, oh, so good. Actually, mine is perfect. So, all right, and your last step is just to put the lid on, stick it in the fridge, and let it marinate, and that's it. It's a quick, easy, healthy recipe that you and your whole family can enjoy. So if you like this and you want to see some more healthy recipes, comment on the video. You can go to my Facebook page, facebook.com/livefitwithbrit. The link is down below. You can see some of the other things that I have cooked, and if there's anything on there that you would like to learn, comment and let me know. You can also visit my website, livefitwithbrit.com, and sign up for the free membership to commit today for a healthier tomorrow. Thanks, everyone.